you guys, hi, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another Sunday video. In today's video, I'm not going to be discussing grooming tips. We're going to be discussing some personality grooming tips. When I think of a classy woman, I just picture a woman who dresses properly, who's well groomed, who can speak in public. You know, she's this person who has this aura. Her confidence just oozes through, you know, and it's not just about how she carries herself, it's also about how she treats people and the entire personality, you know, like when you enter the room, people automatically are drawn to you and people automatically want to talk to you, want to know you more, you know, because of your charming personality. I remember when I was in school, I used to really be inspired and like awestruck with all of my teachers, especially my principal. I used to be super nervous around her because for me, she was like the epitome of class and, you know, the strong lady who's controlling so many people and like she, you know, she's the boss man there and she handles everything, you know. So like I remember how well my principal used to wear her sari, like, you know, her drape used to be perfect, she used to be so well groomed, you know, people from other schools coming to her and she used to greet them so beautifully, and you know, it used to be her aura that I was like really charmed. I was never a teacher's pet, or probably I think now that I'm talking about this, I think a lot of kids in my class would think that I was the teacher's pet because I used to get them flowers. Oh shit, I was! I just realized I was a teacher's pet. I'm really sorry. Just realized. Anyway, it's not because I was a pet, like, you know, I wanted good grades or anything. I was a rank holder anyway, okay? Like, I'm good at studies. I was like really killing it in school. But it was because, as I said, I used to be like awestruck by all these female teachers because I used to be like, bro, wow, like, damn, like she's so pretty, you know, they dress well, they can speak and all of that. I wanted to be in their good books and I always wanted to be around them. Before I proceed with the video, I would just like to give a disclaimer here that I'm not forcing any things or my ideas or my beliefs on anybody here. The video is solely to just tell you all a few, you know, personality grooming tips that I have picked up. I really want you guys to focus, listen to what I have to say, understand, and you know, kind of apply it in your life slowly and steadily and, you know, with consistency. Nothing happens overnight, nothing, like you cannot really make positive changes in yourself like aaj maine kar diya, bas I'm like done. That's not how it does. You have to really practice it every day, okay? And trust me when I say this that I was also nothing of this, like not even 1% of what I'm going to be talking about. But eventually, I think out of your experiences, out of everything around you, you start to grow, you start to appreciate things, you start to learn things about yourself, and then you have a choice to make, like what kind of a person do you wish to become. Alright, so yeah, I guess that's enough with the preaching already. Let's get started. It's gonna be a long video, so I'm thinking I'm gonna divide it into 2 parts, alright? So please do not come at me for being like, oh my god, but you didn't finish it in one video. It's a long video, okay? I have quite a few pointers. I'm not gonna lie, I wrote all of my pointers on a tissue paper which my mom threw in the dustbin. I had to get it out from the dustbin, okay? But we're gonna be reading it out from here. As I said, I will not really be discussing in detail about like what grooming exactly should be like. I did make one video about how to look expensive without makeup, and that included all of the grooming points that I really want to discuss right now. So if you haven't watched that video, I'm going to link it here. You guys can check it out. But it's basically grooming when it comes to like being a high value woman. Obviously everybody will appreciate someone who can take care of themselves, okay? And when I say take care of themselves, as in, I mean, you are beautiful in your own way, obviously, but being groomed means that, you know, if you're stepping outside, obviously I don't do that now, and we're all not doing that now, you know, you're well groomed, like you know, you're wearing minimal jewelry, you're not wearing crumpled clothes, you're probably wearing a nice you know, very beautiful perfume. I'm not talking about like putting on makeup, I'm not talking about like, you know, doing all that glam shebang. It's not about that. It's just about taking care of yourself, not wearing crumpled clothes, you know, just brushing your hair and all of that, like, you know, filing your nails. You don't really even have to apply nail paint if you don't like. I mean, you can just file your nails, keep them clean, moisturize your hands and all of that. So things, you know, that just like, that just makes you look well groomed, right? And not like shabby. So I'm not gonna dive deeper into the subject because I already have a video on this, but in case if you guys want another video on that, please let me know in the comment section. Moving on to another tip. Right, second tip is to love and accept yourself. You cannot be a classy, high value woman if you do not accept yourself, the kind of person you are. You accept yourself, your body, and you're not insecure about it. Like, you come as a strong woman in front of whoever you meet. You're not insecure, you do not project insecurities. You are just satisfied and happy with yourself. This will not happen overnight. You really have to talk to yourself and like really give yourself that pep talk every day and every night before you hit the bed, that you are enough, you are perfect, you are beautiful in your own way. Basically, just learn to love yourself for the kind of beautiful that you are, and have that eye to find beauty in others also. Okay, rather than going around picking flaws on another girls and being like, oh dekha wo bhi aisi hai, so that you feel good about your insecurities. That is not what a high value or a classy woman will do. She would not bring someone else down just to feel secure about herself. All right, that is what you have to cut out, especially if you're a teenager. I understand, when you're growing up, there are like so many insecurities and people can't really pull you out of those insecurities because you're too shy or embarrassed to even talk to someone about it. Understand that everybody has their flaws. I think I have discussed my flaws openly on the internet, and I'm not ashamed about it. I mean, it is what it is, and I accept myself for what it is. And I do not go around picking flaws on other people or creating drama on the internet and being like, oh, she said that, oh, he did that, I'm gonna cancel that. That is not the kind of an attitude that will take you very further in life. Okay, be accepting, be loving, be kind to yourself first, and then that is just gonna show in your attitude when you meet others, right? Everybody has insecurities and they will not go away, but just learn to accept your insecurity and try every day to get a little bit more okay with it. And there is no mold that you have to fit into. Okay, you are you, and accept that you are unique. And imagine if Simmy ke jaise 5 Simmiyan aur hoti, what would be unique about me then? I'm so excited to give you all a pep talk today, like you have no idea. You sit with me, aaj to main sikha ke bhejugi. But anyway, moving on to point number 3. Now, once you've accepted yourself, once you know yourself in and out, once you know what you are comfortable in, once you understand your insecurities, once you have your circle who accepts you with your insecurities and your flaws, then you develop your style. Obviously, this will not happen in one go. As I said, it will not happen overnight. I really love bodycon dresses, okay, because as I said, growing up, I used to like really visualize all these classy women. I used to watch all these Hollywood movies, and I used to watch James Bond a lot and all of that. So in those movies, classy women would wear bodycon dresses. That is where my obsession for bodycon actually started. And when I was a kid, I wasn't really allowed to wear like such dresses or even short clothes or whatever. So I used to always like dream about wearing these dresses, and I used to draw pictures, and like I used to draw these dresses behind my books, at the back page of my books, and I used to be like, wow, one day I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try out a dress and everything, because I used to watch all these movies and I used to be like, oh wow, she has such grace when she's walking. So it's not about her showing a lot of skin or anything. Obviously, I mean, it's completely your call. Everybody has their own style. So for me, it's more about the elegance. It's more about the grace with which whatever dress she's wearing, it's also nice. It's clean. It's sharp. It's minimal jewelry or whatever. So that is what I started to learn and pick up, and that is what I started experimenting with myself. And this is where Mera style was created. When I was doing my MBA, preparing for CAT and all of that, I used to really look up to these women, Indra Nooyi, Chanda Kochar. These women wore saris and they'd be like, very well draped and all of that. So they had this aura, their personality, nicely groomed hair, minimal jewelry and all of that. So as I said, you don't really have to fit into those standards now. Just because I'm explaining that to you, I'm just saying that was their style, right? You have to figure out what is your style. Okay, what are you most comfortable in? What do you like wearing? And forget about what is happening, like what are people wearing on the internet these days, and like what is happening around you, and oh my god, this is so in and this is what I have to do. Unless you are comfortable with it, you don't really have to do anything that everybody's doing. Also, whatever I'm talking about right now, it's not just for women, it's also for men. Okay, all of these things can be universally applied. So I do not wish for people to just be like, oh, you know, what do you mean by high value women? Or, you know, I think it's universal. Loving yourself, understanding your style, and just grooming yourself. All of these tips, in fact, jo bhi main bata rahi hu, it's all like it's applicable on everyone. Okay, so with that, moving on to the next one. Okay, so the next point actually is that you have to constantly keep making good changes, positive changes, learn new things and unlearn some things in your life. Okay, a person who feels like I'm a know-it-all and I don't really need to read things, or I don't need to like really, because I know everything, is the person jiski kabhi growth nahi hogi. Because they'll be stuck there, they'll be stuck in their own thoughts, and they are not willing to accept another person's perspective or bring new perspective in their life, or even open gates for change or growth in their life, because they're so like shut. Okay, कि बस मैंने जो बोल दिया, जो मैं हूँ, जो वो है वही है, बस उससे अलावा और तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि मैंने बोल दिया. Okay, so please learn to not take yourself that seriously. Understand that you have to allow and listen to other people, probably learn a few things in life, and keep constantly making positive changes in yourself, in your lifestyle, and that will just help you grow tremendously as a person. You're a person who has hobbies, because these days people don't have hobbies. Trust me, I think the only hobby that I have has to be cooking, because uske alawa I legit first of all don't get the time, which is not a good thing. Time is so precious and it should not only be for your work, which is what I'm learning. Okay, and I know that it's going to take me a while, and I'm trying to delegate work, and I'm trying to like really let go of my work because I take it like to my heart. But eventually you need to understand that time is of essence, and you can't really be sitting in front of a laptop all the time and editing. You know, when you can literally give it to someone else and unka bhi bhala kar sakte ho. But you know, yeah, so example, you know, you have to add on hobbies, and especially right now that we're all working from home, most of us are working from home, so we have the time. If you want to read more things, be updated, be aware, probably if you want to learn public speaking and how to you know, give presentations, if you're really interested in that area. I love giving presentations, and I used to really enjoy and admire giving presentation. I feel very powerful if I'm you know, in front of well-educated people who are like, you know, who know why they're here. If I can stand in front of them and talk about something, I just feel amazing. You know, I'm aesthetic, I'm not nervous. You should be working on these things. If you feel, you know, this is the area where I can improve a little, probably look at yourself in the mirror and talk. I used to do that initially when I used to not be used to it. I used to stand in front of a mirror and talk, and like literally prepare the presentation and use my hands and like, you know, like talk and like really feel the presentation and practice it. And there is no harm. कौन देख रहा है तुम्हें कि तुमने practice की हुई है, तुमने नहीं practice की हुई है, so it's completely okay. But you know, these are some of the things that I feel will just make you into this person who has this aura. As soon as you enter the room too, she's confident, she knows her thing, and she's more than just a pretty face. She's got some personality to her. Okay, she knows what she's talking, and that is attractive. Okay, that is like I just like. So I think now, because we have a lot of time on our hands, we should actually focus on those things as well. Okay, so these are just a few examples that I'm giving here and there. You guys can decide for yourself what, you know, what kind of habits do you want to add into your life, and like, you know, what positive changes do you want to bring about your lifestyle. You feel good, you know, when you do good things for yourself, you feel good. You don't really have to just go and buy things to feel good. You have to like really make some chotu changes to feel good about yourself, and that I think is beautiful. Okay, so the last point that I'd like to add in this video, in the part 1 of the series, is to value your time and to value others' time. Okay, now this is a major aspect in my life that I'm still trying to work on, and honestly I think I keep cracking jokes around it on my Instagram, how I'm always late for events and how I'm late for this and I'm late for that, but deep down I'm ashamed, and whenever I'm ashamed of something, I'll crack jokes around it. Okay, that's my defense, just saying, that's my defense mechanism. We have traumas, we make jokes around it. We're embarrassed, we make jokes around it. Okay, so that's how I roll. Anyway, but that's one thing that I'm really trying hard to work on. Okay, And I know where I'm faulting. So awareness is also important, that you can't just be like, oh to kya ho gaya, matlab you can't have that attitude. You need to be aware that agar kisi ne tumhe time diya hai to usne apna time nikala, and time is more precious than money. Obviously we all know that, but the thing is that we don't really value it enough, right? We just take it for granted. But you cannot take someone else's time for granted, because उसने तुम्हारे को एक छोटा सा schedule दिया है, उसके around उसने अपना schedule बनाया, तो you can't be late, okay? And they will proceed with or without you, which is what generally happens when they invite me for events. I reach late and I feel bad, and मैंने last year when the lockdown had just last year, I think, when the lockdown had not happened yet, उस time पे I had made a New Year resolution in 2020, the beginning of the year, was to not be late for events, and I was sticking to it. Okay, I was being on time until lockdown happened eventually in March, and then obviously we couldn't go anywhere. But those 3 months, whatever events happened, I used to be on time, and I used to be like, damn, yes, I'm sticking to my resolution. You know what I mean? So that felt nice. That was like one positive change that I made. Yeah, so respect your time and respect someone else's time. That is something that just gives you class, because you're on time. First of all, you will not wait for anyone, and if somebody's given you time, then you are on time, probably even 10 minutes before time, but you're not late. And I think that's a very attractive quality. I know a lot of people might think कि अरे यार ये क्या छोटा सा point इसमें add कर दिया. ऐसा नहीं है, सच में बता रही हूँ. When you are on time, the word goes around, okay? और तुम्हारा जो भी इंडस्ट्री, या तुम जहाँ पे भी जो भी कॉर्पोरेट सर्कल या कॉलेज या स्कूल, जहाँ पे भी तुम काम कर रहे हो, जहाँ पे भी तुम हो इस टाइम पे, if the word goes around that she's so professional, she's on time, and she does her things like that, people want to work with you more, okay? And this is important, just saying. Please do not ignore this. As I said, even I'm working on it. I am not like perfect and like everything. I'm also like working and figuring out things as I'm like going ahead in life. And my family cannot just keep it down ever, dude. But anyway, so let's just make a promise here together that we will value everyone's time, including ours, okay? So with that, I would like to conclude this video for today, and I am going to continue the next part for the next Sunday video, because I really want to talk about a few more important points, but I do not wish to like put them all here in one video. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope whatever I said today made sense. Please let me know what are your thoughts on whatever I said, because I would love to hear your side as well. And I really want you guys to not just be about being that pretty face, because as I said, if you are my fam, I want you to be able to stand in a room full of people with that confidence and just like walk, feeling confident in yourself, and then making heads turn. It's not just about putting on makeup, it's not just about doing your skincare. It's more than that. It's a lot more than that, and you have to groom your personality. As long as you guys promise me to like constantly build yourself and like constantly make positive changes in yourself, I promise to like keep helping you out. Alright, so that is it. मुझे रोना ही आ जाएगा आज तो. That is it, you guys, for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.